Welcome to the class 3 of SQL for beginners. In the previous class, we have seen the various categories of SQL commands and the role of each and every command. We haven't discussed the syntaxes yet. We just discussed the categories and the role of each command. So now, from this session, you're going to see the actual syntax of each and every command. So let us start with the Oracle. I'm using Oracle interface, Oracle database. You may use MySQL, SQL Server, or MyDB. So in my system, I have installed Oracle. So I'm going to show you the syntaxes by executing them in Oracle. Okay, to start the Oracle, first you need to have Oracle in your system, installed in your system. So if you have any doubts, I will make a separate video on how to download and install Oracle. Actually, Oracle latest versions are there, but I'm using 10G version because I suggest you to start with previous versions only so that it will be easy to understand. As these sessions are SQL for beginners, I suggest you to start with 10G version only. Okay, 10G or 11G. So go to start menu in all programs, search for Oracle Database 10G Express here and click on go to database homepage. So here in this session, we are going to learn the syntaxes of SQL commands and how to execute them on this Oracle database. So you need to give the system name and the password to log in into this database. And actually, password is system. So while you are installing, make sure you remember the password. Okay, so better to give is some easy password. I have given the same name as username. So login. So here you can see SQL. Okay, not like MS Access graphical base. Here we are going to write commands on our own. In the first class, we have created a sample database on MS SQL just graphically clicking drag and drop. Okay, clicking on the options. But here we are going to do all that stuff, writing the commands. Okay, so click on SQL, and in this page click on SQL commands. So this is the area where you write SQL command and run it. Okay, so in this session I'm going to deal with DDL commands only. Okay, we have seen what are DDL commands. The categories are DDL, DML, DCL, TCL, and DQL. And the role of each command and what are the commands comes under DDL, DML. We have seen all that stuff. So here we are going to see DDL commands only in this session. Okay, and the coming session DML, TCL, whatever. So what are the DDL commands? Let me write here only. I did not open any editor. Okay, forget it. So okay, let me open. Let me show you the syntaxes. Okay, so these are the DDL operations, DDL commands we have seen yesterday. I mean the previous class. So create is a command used to create a table. Alter is the command used to modify any column, modify any design on the already existing table. Drop is used to delete the table. Truncate is also used to delete the table, and we have seen the difference also. And rename is used to rename the table. Okay, to change any, to perform any modifications on columns, you can use alter command. To simply rename the table, you can use rename command. Of course, you can rename a table using alter command also, but specifically rename command changes the name of the existing table. Okay, so I need now to explain all these things again. So let us move directly to the syntax. So let us start with create. So create is a command used to create tables. So let us move to Oracle database. Here I'm going to show you how to write the command and execute. So before executing that, let us know how the syntax is going to be for create table. Create command follows this syntax. So it is going to start with the name create itself. Okay, I hope the screen is visible. To create, let me zoom it more. Hmm. Create table, table. Oh my god, one second. First, fine. Let us give it a size. 48 is enough. Okay. So create table, table name. The syntax follows these steps. Create is the keyword. Create is the command name itself. Later it have table keyword. Now it will have table name. Here table name is the name which is given to our table. Okay, so create table table name. The first line is create table table name. And later, actually, how a table is going to be, when we have seen in MS Access, we have created a table called student details. There we have created table by giving field names, that is column names. Okay, so what actually table is? Table is a set of rows and columns. Rows means the student data, I mean student or employer, and entity data, individual data, tuple. But the columns are fields of the table, properties of the entity. Okay, what is property? What is entity? What is tuple? All these things comes under DBMS terminologies. So you will understand in the later sections. As it is third class only, I'm not using the terms. I'm using simple terms like column. Okay, fine. So a table is a set of rows and columns. While creating a table, you need to mention the column names. Okay, so assume our table name is student. Okay, in that table, what should be the column names based on our requirement? Assume we are going to have only three columns. One is student ID, that is roll number, and student name, and student marks, total marks. That's it. Then, if our requirement is only these three columns, so mention the column names here in a bracket. Okay. So let us see the full syntax. So create table table name. Next comes specify the column names here. Okay, create table table name, column 1, comma, column 2, comma, column 3, etc. Okay, so this is the syntax of create table. No, not actually. So this is not the syntax of create table. Why? Because we have seen in MS Access in our first class, while discussing about simple database, we have created student database table, student details table. In that, we have mentioned the student table column names, also the data type of the column. Okay, like C in Java and programming languages, while you declare variables, you will mention the data type also. Data type mentions, data specifies the what kind of data it is going to store, the column is going to have, the variable is going to have. The same way here also, while specifying the column names of this table, you need to specify data type of the column also. It will tell the database that this column is going to store integer data, this column is going to store character data, this column is going to store real number data, in this way. Okay, so the syntax follows this way. After after specifying mentioning the column name, you need to give space and mention the data type. Okay, fine. To create table table name, column 1 space data type, and also comes constraint. What is constraint? We haven't discussed about constraint till now. So first let me the syntax. Let me finish the syntax and tell you what constraint is. So column 2, mention the data type, give the constraint. So watch carefully here. I am separating the column name, data type and constraint with a space. Okay, there is no comma here, just a space. But column data is separated with a comma. Okay now, fine. So create table name, column number 1, column name 1, data type and its constraint, column 2, data type and its constraint, and so on. Okay, let me write column 3 also. Its data type and constraint, and so on, bracket close. So this is the syntax, basic syntax of create command. Okay, actually we haven't discussed constraints, so let me not bother about this constraint now. We are in the class 3, so I'll not going to teach you constraint now because it may create confusion. So let us go with the basic syntax only. The create table command is going to have different syntaxes. Like this is the basic syntax, but sometimes the constraint will come at the end of the syntax also. Okay, so let us not bother now. So let me delete and focus on column name and data type only. Okay, in the later classes you will learn, when you learn constraint then we will discuss. We are just beginners only, right? SQL for beginners. This class name is SQL for beginners. So I'll teach you in the beginners level only. After you get going, you will understand well, then I'll go into depth. Fine. So this is the syntax: create table name, mention the column name and its data type, mention the column name, data type, how many ever columns are there, you mention them. And sometimes you need to mention size for some data types also. Assume this is character, I'll have a data type varchar. I need to mention the size of the column. That means suppose this is the, actually let me write size here. Okay, so here size specifies the number of characters. Assume the data type is character, then I'm giving 10 here. That means this particular column will allow only 10 characters, not more than that, either less or 10. Okay, same way if you give number here or float here, you can give precision and scale. That is two digits are going to come right before the decimal, after the decimal, two parts. So that two parts size range will be mentioned here. If I give 3 comma 2, if it is float, if I give 3 comma 2, that means three digits are allowed before point and two digits are allowed after point, in this way. So let us discuss all these things while we discuss data types in SQL. Okay, so today's class is basic syntax of DDL command. So let us stick to this only. Okay, so remember this: create table name, mention the column name, space, data type with size if required, next comma, column 2 space data type, comma, column 3 space data type. If that particular data type requires to give size, then you will mention size also. Okay, so not only this, we are going to have constraints also. Constraints are also needed to be mentioned either beside the column information or at the end of the syntax. Okay, various versions of the database will have various syntaxes. We, of course, the basic syntax is same with, and with slight differences. The variation, it will work in other different databases. Okay, so let us move to the Oracle and right here. So let us start creating a table for student. Assume we are going to create a table for student. So create space. Let me zoom it. Okay, I hope you can see. Fine. So create table and now mention the table name. Okay. So let me copy this thing and replace the whole thing there. Would be easy for you. Copy, paste. Okay, now I need to zoom out. Fine. So this is the syntax I have told. Create table, table name. And what is the table name here we are going to have? We have student. We have decided our table name is student. Fine. So bracket open. So here you can write all thing in a single line, or you can make it to the next line also based on your convenience. Okay. So no worries. It will accept the syntax. Now what is the column name? Assume you are going to have three columns in our table: student ID, student name, and student age. Okay. So let me change it to SID, and SID is going to store character data. SID means assume it is a hall ticket. Okay, so hall ticket means character data only. So let us write varchar here. And what is varchar? Actually, in C language, we have different data types like int, char, float, short, double, long. In Java, we have 8 data types: boolean, int characters, float, long. Okay, same way in SQL also you are going to have some data types. So let us not bother now. We will discuss when the data types concepts comes. But as of now, just follow the syntax. The basic, like char means, varchar means character data, int means integer data. Either int or num you can specify. Float means float data only. Okay. The only thing is here newly appears is varchar. Okay. So let me write varchar and mention the size. What is the size I am going to have? It is hall ticket number. So let me give 10. Okay, fine. So I have replaced, I have added SID as column name, and I have mentioned its data type along with size. Now let me give column name 2. That is S name. Student table here is going to have SID, S name, and S age as their column names. So the data type of S name is also character. So let me give varchar 2, varchar or varchar 2. So difference you will see in the next classes. 20, the size. And the third column is going to be S age. And the data type of this column is going to be int or number. You can give whatever. Okay, both are same. Fine. So this is the example of student table creation. Okay, so I have taken student as table name, and I have given three columns in it along with the data types and sizes. Okay, character data need to be mentioned with this size. Of course, you can mention size for number also, but here I'm simply giving number. Okay, so now let us run. Here you have an option, the right, you have option run. So click on it. Now the SQL statement is running. Now in the bottom, at the bottom, you can see table created. Okay, so here the table is created. To check whether the table is created or not, we have a command called describe. Okay, so the command is DESC. DESC means describe space, give the table name, that is student. Sorry, student. So this command describe and table name gives the table design. It shows you the table design. Run it. So here you can see the table we have created just now. The table name is student. The columns are SID, SName, SH. And the data types are varchar to number. Okay, we have given varchar, but it is taking as varchar 2. You will see when it comes to data types. Okay, you can mention varchar 2 also, no worries. And the length here. Okay, fine. So this is the command used to check the design of the table. So we have successfully created a table. So let me show you again. This is the syntax. You need to start with that command create. Next comes create. Next comes table keyword. Next you need to give the table name, actual table name. And later start with the brace and mention the column names along with the data type and sizes if required. Make sure you separate the columns information with the comma. Okay. Fine. So I hope we can move to next command. That is alter. So now here we have three commands. Now I thought to add email also, student email also. So I told you, if you want to perform any changes, I told you if you want to perform any changes in the table, you can use alter command. Changes in the sense on the design. Okay, these are, here we are going to, here we are reading, learning about DDL commands, right? So DDL commands means they work on the database design only. So here I'm going to add, I want to add email column also for the student table, that is adding a column. So in the previous class we have seen what are the operations, what are the operations an alter command can perform, that is adding a column to the existing table, or dropping a column from the existing table, or renaming a column in the existing table, or modifying the data type of a column, or simply renaming the table itself. So here let me show you the syntax of adding a column. So to add a column, I am going to show the syntax here itself. It is, here it is alter command. So it starts with alter. So let me tell you, SQL commands are case insensitive. So you can give it in capital letters or small letters, your wish. Alter table, just like create table, table name. Here we are going to have alter table, table name. Alter table, table name. Now, what is the actual operation here? Adding a column, right? So adding a column. So here the command is alter table, table name, and comes a keyword add. What is the operation here? Adding a column. So it will have the keyword add. Now mention the column name and data type. Simple. So here we need not to use any logics. This is not a program or anything. Simply you remember the syntax and type it. That's it. It will work. Or simply copy paste from anywhere and change the table name and column names. Okay, you are going to use your logics during retrieval, using while using a select command. Okay, there you will have to use all your logics to get the data exactly. Now alter table, table name, add column, data type. So this is the syntax. So let us copy this and change it accordingly here in the Oracle database interface. Okay, so let us see whether it is working or not. Alter table, table name. What is our table name? Student, right? So student. Now add keyword, you keep it as it is. Either you can write in small letters or capital letters, no worries. Column. What is the column we are going to add? Email. Here I am going to add email to the column, to the table. So mention the column name here, that is email, and mention the data type. So what is the data type an email field will have? Of course, character data, therefore varchar, and give some size. Fine. So let us run it. Okay, spelling mistake. Fine. So alter table, table name, add. Give the keyword add and mention the column name along with its data type and size. So run it. Invalid SQL statement. Alter table, student, add column, data type. Hmm. What happened here? So let us give add column here. One more keyword, column. Mhm. Let me see. Alter table, table name, student, email is then our new data type, and varchar is the size of the data type. Okay, so let us run invalid SQL. I guess the Table name is different. Student. Did I give any spelling mistake? Student. So it is also correct. No worries. So let me write again. Alter table student. Add the column name. So let us give s email and the data type varchar some size. Let us run. Yes, table altered. Okay, that means let me remove this s and run. Table altered. Then what was the mistake? We might have given some spelling mistake. Okay, so ignore. So here I have altered the table. That is, I have added an extra column to the existing table. That is using alter table. Okay. So the syntax is alter table, table name, add column name, data type. But here I have run it 2 times. I have given as email and email to check. So let us see how the table changed. Describe the table name student run. So you can see as email and email 2 times columns have been added. Okay, fine. Anyhow, next operation is going to be deleting a column. So let us delete email column. So I hope you have understood the first operation in alter command, that is adding a column. Then this is the syntax. Fine. Now the second operation is dropping a column. Assume you want to delete a column which has been created without our knowledge, just like we have seen. I have given 2 times, I have run the command 2 times and it has been altered as email and email. So now I want to delete this column, this field. So what is the syntax going to be? The operation is dropping a column. Actually, the terms need to be fields and properties, but as we are in the third session only, I'm using the basic terms only, column, rows, like that. Okay, so the syntax of this command is as simple as previous command. Starts with alter keyword, alter command, and then the table keyword. Okay, underline. Alter table and the table name, same like the above command. Now what is the keyword going to be? During the adding a column operation, we have given the keyword add. Now in the dropping a column option operation, you need to give keyword drop. Okay, here we are handling Oracle data, we are dealing with Oracle data. So this is the syntax. Of course, all the databases follow the basic syntax only, same syntax only, but some of the databases may have different variation, a slight variation. Okay, so that is going to be fine when you learn SQL very well. Fine. Alter table, because later you will simply understand, you can simply differentiate between an Oracle command and MySQL command. Like in an example here, if you write modify keyword in MySQL, you will need to write alter keyword. So not to bother that much, because there will be only slight changes only. Fine. Here in this dropping column operation in Oracle, you need to give the syntax this way: alter table, table name, drop, give the keyword column, and mention the column name. Okay, so alter table keyword, table name, drop column keyword, column name. Let us go and test it here. So what we have decided to delete in this table? The email column. So paste it, alter table name. So replace the table name with our table name, that is student. Now drop column name. What is the column name we are going to delete? Email. Email. Run it. Yes, table dropped. So let us see now how the new design is going to be. Describe DSC, the table name student. So you can see the email column has been deleted. Okay, so this is how you delete a column from the data table. So add here, while adding a column, you need to mention add here. While deleting a column or dropping a column, you need to mention drop here. Okay, so remember that. And the third operation is in alter command, the third operation is renaming a column. Okay, so renaming a column, it's a bit confusing. Sometimes it may not work because there will be slight differences from Oracle to MySQL, MySQL to SQL Server to MyDB. So be careful with this command. So the syntax going to be alter table table name. The starting of the syntax is easy, common for all the commands. Alter table name. Now the keyword you need to give is rename. Okay. While adding, give the keyword add. While dropping, give the keyword drop. While renaming a column, give the keyword rename. Rename old column name to new column name. No, first give the column keyword. Okay, alter table name, rename the column keyword. Now column name to column name, that is new name. Old name to new name. You can say like this. Old old name to new name. Okay, so this is the syntax for renaming in a column in the existing table. Okay, so let us see by testing it. Go to the console here. Okay, go to the editor, paste it. So what is the command? Alter table name, rename column old name to new name. So let us decide which column name we are going to change. So let us say I want to change S age to some S. Okay, let us change the email only. What extra name we can give to age? No, right? So let us give as email. Let us change as email to email. Okay, fine. So alter table name. Replace the tab name here with our table name, that is student. Next, rename is the okay. Fine, spelling mistake. Rename is the keyword. Keep it as it is. Column is the keyword. Keep it as it is. Replace the old name, that is s email. This is the column name we are going to change as email to new name. What is the new name we have decided? That is mail, right? Let us see if it works or not. Yes, thank God. So this is the correct syntax in Oracle. Alter table, the table name student, rename column, the column name as email to mail. Okay, so now let us see whether our table has changed or not. TESC student. Lot of spelling mistakes, man. Okay, fine. It has been changed from S mail to mail. So our third operation is also successful. Let's move to the fourth operation, that is modifying the data type of a column. Okay, I have explained you in the previous class all these operations. Modifying data means if you want to change the data type, the table must be empty first. Okay, here we have a condition. While modifying the data type of a column in the table, it should be empty only, otherwise it will not work. Because after entering the data, if you change the data type of the column name, that is meaningless. Okay, so let us see the syntax. Modifying a column name syntax follows this way. Alter table hmm, alter table name. For all the commands, the beginning line is same, the initial lines are same. Alter table name. Guess what the keyword is going to be? While adding, the keyword was add. While dropping, the keyword was drop. While renaming, the keyword was rename. Now, while while modifying the data type, what is the data type going? What is the keyword going to be? Okay. So add, drop, rename. Here, the operation name itself specifies modify. So simply the keyword is modify. Okay, easy, right? So remember, based on the operation only. But if you work on MySQL, here the modify keyword will be replaced by alter. Okay, in Excel database only it is easy because the operation name and the keyword names are same. Modify, same give column. Alter table, modify column. No, I guess no column keyword comes here. Simply give the column name and mention the new data type. Okay, here it says this is the column name I'm going to modify and this is the data type I'm going to give. Okay, so compared to the previous commands, while renaming you have the keyword column here. While dropping you have the keyword column here. While adding also you have the keyword. Okay, here you do not have column. So only for dropping and renaming, you have the column keyword extra. I don't know why they have given like this, just to make just to confuse the students, I guess. Fine. Of course, maybe in the next versions they might have changed it. You can check it once you learn the basic things. So alter table, table name, modify column and the data type. So let us copy it and check. Okay, first let us decide which column name data type we are going to change. Suppose, mm, okay, SID. Assume this is not the hall ticket number. Mistakenly, we have given varchar. Now I want to change it to number. So let us change the data type of SID column. So alter table, table name. Mention the table name here. That is student. Modify column data type. Which column? SID. SID is the column. And next, what is data type? We are going to change it to, that is int. Int or number. You can give anything. So let us see if it runs or not. Run. Yes, table has been altered. So let us check DESC student whether it has changed it to number or not. Yes, SID is now changed to number. So the fourth operation is also successful. So we have seen adding a column to the existing table, dropping a column from the table, renaming the column name and modifying the data type of the column also. And the last one is in alter category. Last one is renaming the table. So alter means changing the existing table, right? That's why we have got all these operations: adding, deleting, changing column names, etc. So now we will not the column, we will simply change the name of the table itself. Okay, so to change the name of the table, we have command rename also in DDL category. Okay, we have a specific explicitly, especially we have rename command, and also using alter you can rename the table. Okay, fine. So let us see. Alter. Okay, let me write the syntax first. So the syntax is alter table, table name student, rename to new name. Okay, what student? Here need to give table name, right? Sorry, table name. Yes, alter table, table name, rename to new name. Here I am not going to change the name of the column. I am going to change the name of the table itself. So the syntax is alter table, table name, rename to new name. Let us see it's true or not. I am not sure. Alter table, table name, that is student, rename it to, that is rename to, let us give std, std1 or std details, std det. Run. Name is already used by existing object. That means we have a table with this name. So let us give std1. Okay, std that is already available in this database. So that is why it is saying name is already used by an existing object. That is why let us give a unique name std1. So I'm going to change alter tables the table name student to std1. So what is the syntax? Alter table student, existing table, rename, I mean table name, rename to new name. Run it. So you can see table altered. Now we have changed the table name, right? Not the column or not the data type of the column. We have changed the name of the table itself. So now if you want to check, you need to give DESC new name of the table, that is std1. Run it. See, std name, stm, age, male. This was our table, right? And what is the name of the table now? std1. So this is how you will rename the table. Alter table name, rename to new name. Okay. So now with this we have completed alter operations, alter command operations. So creation is only single command, single operation, but alter has many operations because it is changing the design of the table. Fine. Now let us move to drop. Drop command means deleting the table, deleting the complete table. I have told you delete. If you use drop command, the table will be completely vanished. If you search again, it will not be present. Okay, so if you want to delete the data but not the table, sorry, if you want to delete the data but not the table, better go to truncate. I told you in the previous class, drop means delete the data and the table design also, whereas truncate only deletes the data of the table. All the records will be vanished, but the table design will be preserved. Okay, so I'll execute truncate in the next classes because it deletes the table data, not the table, right? So let us enter the data, and next week we shall use truncate. So in this session I'm not going to show you the syntax of truncate, but simply it will just like drop table name, truncate table name. Okay, so only the alter command is a bit confusing because it involved so many operations, but here drop and truncate command operations are easy. The syntax is drop table table name. That's it. Nothing more, because no other conditions are there in dropping a table. It is only a single operation. So that syntax is drop table name. And the syntax of truncate also, truncate table name. The difference I have explained in the previous class. Table name. Okay, so let us check drop command. Let's not check truncate because there is no data in the table as of now. Okay, so let me drop. What is our table name? std1. Okay, before dropping the table, let me rename the. Let me use this command, last command, rename, because after you drop, we need to create one more table to rename it, right? So better use the rename command first and then go to drop. So rename command is not a part of alter. Of course, we have a rename operation in alter, but this is a special, I mean, directly a command to change the data type, I mean, change the name of the table. Okay. So simply the command is rename table to new name. This is a bit easy compared to alter table rename option. Okay. Rename table to new table. Let's see. So let us get back our previous name, that is student. What is our table name here present? std1. So I'm going to change it back to student by using rename command. The syntax is rename existing table name, that is std1 to new name student. Okay, so run it. So you can see statement processed. That means the table name has been changed. If you get doubt, simply see dsc std student. Run it. You, you can see we got our table name back. Okay, you can see whether the previous name is there or not, std1. No, it is saying object to be described could not found. So we have already changed the name right to student. That is why it is showing object could not find. So student is the name which we have changed back. Student. Okay. So rename command is also successfully completed. And the last one is drop. Truncate we are going to see after we have entered the data. So what I told you, the syntax of drop command is drop table table name, as simple as that. Let us see. Let us drop. Drop means deleting the table completely from the database. So be careful while performing drop operation. Ensure whether you want to delete the table design also or simply the table data only. If you want to delete the table data only, go for truncate but not drop. If you want to completely delete the table along with this design, then go for drop. The syntax is drop table and the name is student. Okay, let's run it. So see table drop. Here the output shows table drop. Now let us give DESC student whether it is available or not. It shows object to be described could not be found. Okay. So this is how drop command works. It will completely vanishes the table from the database. So in this session, we have seen that syntax of create table. Syntax means the basic syntax because we haven't discussed constraints yet. There will be a few more syntax to be added to the create table in the coming classes. So we have seen create syntax and alter syntax, alter command syntax with all these various operations. In alter command, to add a column, you need to use add keyword. To drop a column, you need to use drop keyword. To modify a column, you need to use modify keyword, modify the data type. If you use MySQL, you will need to replace modify with alter keyword. Okay. Next, to rename the column name, we have used rename keyword. And rename a table also possible with alter command. And next we have seen renaming the table with the command rename and dropping a table. And truncate you will see in the next class. Same truncate is also truncate table name. Okay. Thank you.